Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Cancer in late April, moving into early May? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer. Late April, early May, it's Taurus season. Beautiful time of year. What's the vibe? What do we got for Cancer, please? There we go. Beautiful. All right, so this is a big picture type of card, and I do see it sporadically from time to time. Very spiritually inclined, very spiritual in general. But to me, it's more of like the big journey, the big picture of life, instead of like right now, right this week, or even this month. We're thinking like big pictures of time when this card is here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see over here, we have this individual dressed in red, surrounded by these white doves, these birds. Now in symbolism, divination, white birds generally represent that love and light type of spirit. So whether we're talking about guardian angels, ancestors, or guides, your spirit team, notice that they're carrying this person with ropes. So they're guiding, right? Like they're not affecting exactly where this person moves, but it's like, yeah, no, we're helping you. We're with you. So whenever I see it, it's spiritual guidance or spirituality in general. It's like you got the spirit team with you, whether you could sense it, whether you can. I know Cancers are usually very intuitive. But when I see this, that's the first and foremost thing I always think about. So just know that you're not alone on your journey, which is a beautiful thing. But again, to me, it talks about the life's journey. So we could be seeing some karmic energy here. Love the background. I mean, it looks like heaven to me. So when I see this card, it fills me with reassurance and it's happy. Now, for a small portion of you, now is a great time to dig into your own spirituality too, aside from the things that we always spoke about. But we'll see if things that are happening now could be affecting your long-term journey. So we're just going to put them down over there. They could keep going on their journey. Let's see what tarot has. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians, late April, early May. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. The waters were a little choppy, if I do say so myself. The reading was titled The Big Problem. So what my hope is that none popped up for you. But that was kind of a vibe I was seeing, like things seem to be going smooth, and boom, big problem pops up. Just know energies could bleed over for a couple weeks, so let's hope that's not the case. But we're going to see what energies show up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Cancer friends. What's happening? Please, let's get this first one now. What do we got? Here we go. Thank you. All right, we're starting with the 3 of Swords. Not the most ideal way to start a reading. It's all right, though. I always say that this card's on a spectrum, and we'll get into all the minutiae about this in a moment. But the 3 of Swords is not the nicest vibe, but it's also not the worst, right? Let's get a couple more. What do we have here for Cancer, please? Late April, early May. Remember, that's only one small piece of this entire picture that we're about to look at. Thank you. Okay, 2 cups, cool. Oh, all right. So maybe it's other people influencing this energy in one way or another, or it's someone you're connected to might be going through something. Let's get one more. Interesting that I mentioned how Cancers are very empathetic individuals, and now we have the 3 of Swords, 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups right here on the background. So it's like we have a night and day type of energy when we go from front to back. Now, I will say initially, I'd say there's more positive here than challenge, but this could be a little bit of a mixed bag. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always analyze the elements first and how they play. And I feel like a lot of this could be in your comfort zone, because right here on the back end, we got the 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. This is water. Obviously, Cancer is a water sign, so it's like, all right, this is where I'm comfortable, this is where I'm cozy. Water represents the realm of feelings and emotion, love, romance, creativity, all that stuff. It's very ethereal. So I feel like in a Cancer reading, this is a great thing to see. We do have air, so it's like we have water and air. This is the realm of strategy, the mind, the mindset. So when I see the Three of Swords, it could be a little wound tight, it could be a little nervous, but at the same time, the Three of Swords can, and we'll get into more details about it, could be communication too. But when we look at these cards, it's like we have the heart and mind, and it's all internal. So just know you might have some intense emotions going. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out though. So position number one, we have the Three of Swords, and with what we have coming up next, this all looks good. I'm not too concerned about that stuff. But the Three of Swords is one of the more iconic tarot cards. I'm sure you've seen this image in a lot of places. Keychains, shirts, posters, clothing, and Three Swords cutting through the heart, right? And it can mean a whole variety of different things. And I mentioned a little earlier that it's on a spectrum, and that's true. It's not always worst case scenario. For some Cancers out there, you might just be feeling a little down. You might just have a couple gloomy days, like your energy's a little low, where it's like, it's like one of those. On the low end, it could also represent anxiety, could represent stress, someone overthinking things. That could definitely be the case with the Three of Swords, but it can also be pretty major sometimes. It could represent heartbreak, it could represent pain. The positive about this is an energy that can move through quickly. This is an energy where it's like a bump in the road. So if it is a situation or a problem like we were seeing last week, it's not like it's ingrained. This isn't like a permanent thing. This is something that can and will be healed, which I really do like. So we'll definitely circle back on this. I'm glad that we're getting that energy out of the way initially. Now, moving to the center, we do have something that I see as a pretty important card. We have the Two of Cups. Now, in tarot, twos represent partnerships. Sometimes it could be a crossroads in life. Do I go left? Do I go right? Decisions, choices. Specifically, though, the Two of Cups represent soul ties, soul connections, people that we are very closely tied to. There's a strong energetic cord and bond with the Two of Cups. Now, again, it doesn't have to always be a lover or a romantic partner. It could be a really good friend. This could represent someone in the family, just someone that there's a really close bond with. And that's why I was talking about that empathy. Because when I see the Three of Swords and the Two of Cups, it's like, okay, well, maybe the Three of Swords isn't you, but there's an energetic exchange where it's like, I could kind of feel what this person's feeling. So just know, even if you can't quite make it out, if you're experiencing some rough energetic roads, it could just be because of your natural empathy, where it's like you're feeling what another is going through, even if you don't realize it. Now, the Two of Cups, it could just, when we clarified, it could tell us something that's going on with this person, how they're feeling, all that stuff. It could just represent a person of importance as well, or partnerships in general. That could be important for you right now. So we will take a look at it for sure. I don't necessarily feel like it's too choppy, but the one thing I would watch out for is like taking on the emotions of other people. And if that's something you're not doing, maybe there's someone that's taking on your emotions as well. But moving to the back end, we have a very positive card. That's why I was saying it's like night and day. We start with the Three of Swords, which is a little down, it's a little gloomy. Then we end off with the Ten of Cups, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. I love this. It's a card of wins, victories, wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, things that truly make you happy and make you feel complete. So when we go from the Three of Swords to the Ten of Cups, it's like there's a transmutation. There's turning a negative into a positive. That's the one thing I love about this. Tens in tarot can represent the close of a chapter. This is a happy ending, prototypical happy ending with the Ten of Cups. Now you might ask what the downside of this is. It can represent the home, it can represent the family, it can represent living situations, so you might have some stress points surrounding those things. And the Ten of Cups in general, it's a lot of cups, it's a lot of emotion. So with that and the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords, this could be a very emotional time. And everyone knows Cancers are emotional at their baseline, but just know in this time, you might be a little more emotionally charged up than you normally are. And that doesn't mean it's bad, but things might just be hitting you a little harder than usual. So we're going to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Cancer? Please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Swords here. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Three of Swords. What is this about? Please. Okay. All right. So this energy seems to linger a little bit. And I know I was already going through and saying like, okay, maybe this is an energy that's going to move on quick, but there could just be something, whether it's a thought process or a situation where it's like it's lingering longer than it should. Why am I still feeling the things I'm feeling? So that could be somebody else. Again, it doesn't have to be you. But the Hanged Man is a retracted, pulled back type of energy. Now, this can mean a few different things, all right? So just buckle in and take whatever hits for you. This could link to a few different zodiac signs. Some people link it to Virgo, some to Pisces, some people link it to Scorpio as well. So you just take your whole pick. But when I see the Hanged Man, it's not moving, right? It's retracted, it's pulled back, very similar to the Hermit. So when I see it under the Three of Swords, it's like, yeah, like this situation's not resolving itself, or this emotion isn't resolving itself. Why is it still here? But it can also represent a situation or something that is important that you should take seriously, because what does the Hanged Man do? He observes. He's not doing a lot of physical action, but he's watching. He's keeping a very close eye on something. So when I see it underneath the Three of Swords, it's either a situation you need to keep a very close eye on. It's like, don't ignore it. You gotta look it in the face. But for another portion of you, like there could even be someone that has you under the microscope too. So just know there's like a little bit of watching happening here, very similar to the Page of Swords. I don't necessarily get the strategy aspect of this card right now. So to me, it's either something you need to pay attention to or someone's paying attention to you. That's the vibe. So we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to overcomplicate it. So it could be an important situation of some kind, or just something where it's like you just keep a close eye on this. Let's see what the Two of Cups has. Pardon me. So why is the Two of Cups here for my Cancer friends? What is happening? Yep. All right. So we have the Death card in reverse underneath it. And it is just that clear-cut energy popping back up. And I wish I could give you a different message. It must be something going on astrologically, because I feel like over the past couple months, a lot of signs have been getting this message. Now, the Death card in the upright, if it was in the upright, which it's not, could represent endings, closes of a chapter, things like that. So for some of you, yeah, maybe this is like a ride or die person where it's like they're with it to the end. Like this is someone that you could count on. But for another portion of you, when I see death in reverse, it's a cycle looping back around, and it's karmic, right? It's a karmic cycle. So whether this is a situation that you thought I solved this, or maybe it's something reminiscent to something you went through a few years ago. It could even be a person returning. So to me, when I see the Death card in reverse under the Two of Cups, it's a karmic return of someone or something. So we're just going to leave it at that big Scorpio energy here as well. Very simple. So we have a lot of stuff happening. I feel like this energy could potentially be helpful though, where it's like you've learned a lesson from the past that could help you with the current situation. That's another thing for some Cancers. So there might be something about your current situation where there's a lesson from the past that could help you now. So let's go with the Ten of Cups. Let's see what the Ten of Cups has, then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So let's see. What is that 10 here? Please. My Cancer friends. Quick. Yeah. This feels really good to me. Now, we do have the King of Swords in the upright underneath this Ten of Cups. And the King of Swords, if you're not connected to an air sign, it's a very stern, serious type of energy. It takes things seriously. So when I see it underneath this Ten of Cups, it's like, all right, well, if you give it attention, if you don't ignore it, if you handle it, and remember I said early on, like there could be something where you need to stare it in the face. If you approach this in the right way, this is like a serious win for you, because it's like, all right, well, maybe it's something, piece of insight that you didn't have before. Now, the King of Swords is very strategic, okay? He's plan-based. So if you're not connected to an air sign, when I see him under a card of blessings, wins, and victories, there's something about getting your ducks in a row, being strategic, planning it out. So there might be something you're dealing with where Spirit's like, listen, if you go step by step by step, or you plan it out properly, then you could get this result that you want. So it does feel like a serious win to me in the end. But I really like how this energy culminates. So it's like, all right, well, if you don't wing it, if you stare it in the face, or you have some sort of strategy planned, The energy just looks super, super favorable here. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. I'd say overall the energy looks pretty good, especially with how it ends, the culmination. But we do have a couple things here in the front. If you kindly look here in the box, position number 1, we start off with 3 of Swords, Hanged Man in the upright. So for a portion of you, Spirit could be saying like, all right, maybe there's something lingering a little longer than it should be, whether it's a thought process or a feeling. It's like, oh, why am I still feeling this? But another vibe I was picking up is if there are any problems or issues you're dealing with, Spirit wants you to like stare it right in the face. Honestly, truthfully, like attack it head on and don't ignore it. For another portion of you, it could be something where you just need to keep a very close eye on it, or maybe someone's keeping a close eye on you. Very possible, especially with what we have next. We have the 2 of Cups with the Death card in reverse. So to me, that's a karmic cycle returning of some kind. So whether it's a karmic tie with a person, whether this is just a cycle or a situation you've already lived through, it's like, all right, there could even be something from the past, an experience from the past that can help you with your current situation. Now, moving to the back end, we do have the 10 of Cups with the King of Swords in the upright. Beautiful. If you're not connected to an air sign, when I see the King of Swords, he's very strategic and plan-based. So for me, it says like if you follow an outline, if you have your ducks in a row and go step by step by step, you can't lose. This is like a serious win. So overall, I like how the energy ends off. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, this is where I like to pull one quick shadow card just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. They could be good. Let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get you one. What do we got here in the shadows for my Cancer friends? What do we got? Cool. Yeah, 6 of Cups makes total sense, because I would say what we have here right in the center lines up almost directly with the 6 of Cups. Because what do we think of with the 6 of Cups? It's a card of history. It's a card of the past, and we already spoke about things from the past possibly helping you with your current situation. So maybe do some thinking back on things that you've been through. But the 6 of Cups also represents soul ties, soul connections, people that you have history with. So with this alignment right here in the middle, it's just reiterating a lot of those messages we saw right here. Okay, so whether this is revisiting the past in one way, shape, or form, whether it's literally doing it or figuratively doing it in your head to help you solve the situation. Now, another portion of you, this could just be pointing out a very important person for your journey. Because remember what we said here in the beginning, this card is speaking about big picture. Now, within the main reading itself, we're looking at the past, we're looking at the future, we're looking at big chunks of time. So when I see the 6 of Cups as a shadow card, it's like, no, this isn't a flighty type of energy. There could be a person that either appears or reappears in this time that might have a big effect on how your life goes moving forward when we see the 6 of Cups. Either that or it's just someone you're still attached to. So we're going to leave it at that, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little further insight into your situation, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The April calendar is up, so feel free to go check it out and book. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies, not 2, of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a gorgeous deck and it works fantastic. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could pick one tarot card to best describe you, which one would it be? Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? Are you the Emperor, the Moon, the Sun? You put your answer down in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.